How far would you go to keep your loved ones from learning your darkest secret? Your answer might change if your half-demon heritage would betray the trust your fellow demon hunters put in you. The stakes were high for Rumi and Kpop demon hunters, and her entire world came to a standstill when demons outed her secret to her closest friends. In those moments, it was impossible to tell if she would reconcile with her darker side or fall victim to it. Rumi's friends might have misjudged her when the truth came out, but if we're honest, Rumi's not the only person keeping secrets. Everyone has something to hide in this franchise, which could raise the stakes for the sequel. Today's video is all about the heroes and villains of Kpop demon hunters and what they could be hiding.
I can't.
And now, everyone finally sees you for what you really are.
Number 1. Celine. Fans have felt suspicious of Celine since Kpop demon hunters dropped on Netflix. She's a minor character with only a handful of brief scenes. But despite this, she still manages to play a significant role in Rumi's life and how she feels about the Hun Moon at the end of the film. One of the chosen hunters of the previous generation, Celine worked alongside Rumi's mother and another hunter in a group known as the Sunlight Sisters. They amassed enough fame for the fans to consider Rumi K-pop royalty, inheriting a metaphorical throne from the women who came before her. It's safe to assume the Sunlight Sisters had a substantial following before they retired, or until the tragic death of one of their members. After the loss of Rumi's mother, Celine was faced with an impossible choice. She could remove a child with demon blood, something her training as a hunter might dictate, or she could raise the daughter her close friend left behind. As we know, she chose the latter, while expecting Rumi to become a hunter in her stead. However, in raising Rumi, she taught her to hide her markings and to suppress that darker side of herself. As if pretending her markings didn't exist could make them disappear. Celine's shame transferred to Rumi as she aged, and ultimately, Rumi couldn't help questioning why Celine couldn't love her unconditionally as a mother should. In their final confrontation, Celine still wants to hide and protect Rumi, not eliminate the potential threat she's become. Due to this scene alone, it's obvious she views Rumi as a daughter and can't bring herself to hurt her. Yet her past experiences hunting demons have taught her to fear anything that comes from Gima's realm, which might have led her to do something drastic in the past, perhaps something so drastic that she's trying to atone for it. Some fans believe that Celine is the one responsible for the deaths of Rumi's biological parents. At least she would have little reason for allowing Rumi's father to live, possibly believing he had manipulated her mother. The fallout of her actions might have had dire consequences, ones that consume her with guilt. Now that Rumi is finally accepting the darker side of herself, Celine might have no choice but to come clean and face the truth in the sequel.
When the Hun Moon is sealed, all the demons will be gone from this world, and so will your patterns.
So these will be gone?
Number 2. Mira. Unlike Celine, who is still a relative mystery to us fans, the other members of Huntrix feel like an open book. We get the chance to spend plenty of time with them throughout the first film and get to see their vulnerable sides as they interact with their close friends like Rumi. It's hard to imagine that either Mira or Zoe might keep secrets after the way they've treated Rumi for hers. The betrayal that hurt them so deeply and allowed Gima to invade their minds wouldn't have hit so hard if they were keeping dark secrets of their own. However, everyone has something they don't feel comfortable admitting. So even though Mira isn't a demon who is keeping her secret powers under wraps, I do think she's keeping more to herself than she lets on. When we first meet Mira, we're introduced to the premise of her entire persona. Once the child of a conservative and well-off family, she found herself ostracized from her relatives as she struggled to fit in and conform to their mold. She's labeled as the problem child and criticized for acting wild, but these negative traits are ones she embraces and plays up to help build her K-pop career. In this way, she receives mass acceptance on a global scale. Yes, Mira can be abrasive and closed off, but we see her in a different light. We see her in her pajamas having heart-to-hearts with her best friends. We watch her cry after she nearly loses her life to Gima. We watch her collapse on her couch in exhaustion after completing Huntrix's world tour. There's so much more to her character, and what we get in the first film barely scratches the surface. Although Mira does find acceptance through her fans and friends, she struggles with some serious feelings of abandonment. The belief that she'll never have a real family or deserve having one weighs so heavily on her heart, mind, and soul that Gima successfully uses the thoughts against Mira, invading her thoughts to pull her into his trap. In the sequel, these feelings could become so strong that they result in Mira pulling away from everyone else, so she can leave before they can hurt her first. As we all know, Huntrix can't protect the Hun Moon without its trio standing together.
Ugh, I can't wait until every one of them is destroyed and sent back to suffer with Kima for eternity.
Number 3. Zoe. Mira's not the only one with deep-rooted issues that impact her daily life. Zoe also had a rough upbringing that shaped her worldview and interactions with others. We don't hear much about her family, but we do know that she struggled to fit in among her peers, as her fellow students didn't understand her creativity or accept her lyrics. She also struggled because she had a foot in two different worlds, having a Korean culture but growing up in the United States, so she struggled to find a balance between these two societies and where she fit within them. All of these challenges culminated into a desire to come across as perfect and acceptable, turning Zoe into a people pleaser who hates to disappoint others. She's more vocal about these struggles than Mira, although she doesn't explain that they're the root of her stress. Instead, she will become stressed and frantic, with her words coming out in a jumbled rush. We see this when they go to get tonics for Rumi's voice and meet with the doctor, who calls Zoe out for wanting to people please. She does it again when Rumi refuses to sing Takedown the day before the Idol Awards, as she frantically searches for a notebook for new lyrics with only a few hours left to prepare. She clearly tries to remain pleasant and agreeable in both scenes, but the proof's in the sweat beading on her brow. In the sequel, she could repress her growing stress until it exploded, presenting as burnout and writer's block. Huntrix might struggle to impress their fans if their lyricists can't come up with new songs, or lose their passion for performing. Rumi and Mira may need to remind their friend what makes her an excellent K-pop star to begin with, and why they love her exactly as she is.
My sword will happily show you to your grave. You will be pummeled until there are no remains. No, Zoe, it's the whole song.
Number 4. Gima's successor. The main cast is covered as far as continued character arcs go. They already have personal problems and misbeliefs that will influence their actions. But a new character created specifically for the sequel is a blank canvas. They could have any backstory or dark secret that holds them back. One concept I find intriguing is the introduction of a successor for Gima, be it a biological relative or a demon he chooses to become his right hand. I think after witnessing the near success of the Saja Boys, he can't ignore how crucial an infiltration plot could be to stopping Huntrix and destroying the Hun Moon once and for all. Granted, he can't rely on Jinu to earn Huntrix's good graces, so he needs to find another charming and unsuspecting demon who can infiltrate human society without Huntrix suspecting them. The Saja Boys never tried to hide their demonic background from their enemies, and survived the Idol Awards by remaining one step ahead. A demon hidden in plain sight wouldn't need to outplay Huntrix at every turn, so long as they didn't arouse suspicion. After all, Rumi went years without Mira and Zoe knowing about her markings. A moderately dressed demon might go undetected if they know how to blend in with normal society. Another telltale sign a demon doesn't belong is their behavior, like in the opening scene where Rumi calls out the demons on the plane for watering plants with coffee. A perfectly human demon in every regard could put themselves in the center of the music industry, be they a producer, manager, or another performer. As the audience, we might remain unaware of this demon's presence until it's too late, as they blow their cover to betray Huntrix when the moment is right.
You are weak, pathetic, useless, all of you!
Number 5. Rumi's father. One demon we do know about who could easily find his way to the heart of Huntrix is Rumi's father. Obviously, he existed, as his markings are a prominent part of Rumi's character design, and she ends the first film fully inheriting some of his powers. However, Celine never mentions him by name or explains what became of him. As Rumi never talks about him either, I can only assume she believes her father is an evil individual who died at the hands of another hunter. Of course, Celine killing her father makes sense in this context, and it's not something Rumi could blame her for, because she genuinely believes that all demons should be eradicated, so much so that she begs Celine to kill her directly after her demonic transformation. However, it's possible that Rumi's father survived his interactions with the Sunlight Sisters. To save himself, he might have retreated to the darkest corner of Gima's realm to keep the demon lord from infiltrating his mind. Or, in a more positive light, he could have gone into hiding to protect Rumi. Now that Gima's well aware of Rumi's existence and that she's half-demon, there would be no reason for her father to continue hiding or faking his death. If he has good intentions, he could return to help Huntrix and protect his daughter in the sequel.
You only have those because
My dad was a demon?
you're not one of them, Rumi. You're a hunter, just like your mother was.
There is so much potential for a sequel, and I hope some of these stories make it into Huntrix's next adventure, even if they're demoted to subplots for the supporting characters. K-pop Demon Hunters is one of the few overnight successes that has such a well-written cast that the next film could focus on any of the characters, and still have a fulfilling narrative with twists that leave us on the edge of our seats. Do you think Mira and Zoe will have the chance to reconcile with their inner demons on the same scale as Rumi? Will Rumi learn more about her biological parents and what they mean to her? Do you anticipate dark secrets coming to light in the sequel? As always, we love to hear your thoughts and theories in the comment section below.
This is just your demon talking. You have to fight it.
That's not how it works!
Yes, it is!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Mira, no! Didn't you see? See the gold? We're so close!